Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Josh here, and I'm coming at you with some Yu-Gi-Oh! News for you. I'm a day late to all of this craziness, 1 or 2 days late actually, but basically, there's a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime and new series, and along with that is also a new game mechanic and some rule changes. So basically, the new Yu-Gi-Oh series is going to be called V-Rains or Vrains. It's got VR in the title. So basically, the new main character does duels in virtual reality. I'm not really sure. It looks kind of weird, but kind of cool. So we'll just see what happens from there. But basically, this is from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization's website. There's a new summon type called Link Summon, and there's also some changes to the field, the actual game field. So, basically, there's going to be these Link monsters. The picture here, you can't really see, but it has like a Link of 3. So let's see. Link summoning. There are 2 ways to Link summon. You can send materials from the grave to the grave equal to the Link number, and let's see. You can Link summon something from your extra deck by sending the same number of monsters that meet the material requirements written on the card's effect box whose totals numbers equal the Link number from the field to the graveyard. You can decrease materials by using Link monsters. Link monsters are treated as the same number of materials as its Link number. However, to use them, you must match the requirements written on the card. That is a lot of info to take in, which is really weird. But they have an example here. So this card up here, Decode Talker, it has a Link of 3. To summon Decode Talker, you can either use 3 effect monsters or use 1 Link 2 effect monster and 1 effect monster. So that is really interesting. It's gonna, I don't know, decks that use and want cards in the graveyard a lot could probably benefit from that. I'm not sure. And this is the other interesting thing. Pay attention to the direction of the Link markers. The zones pointed to by each Link marker and the cards in them will be affected by the Link monster, and this will create new strategies. The other thing to mention is that Link monsters have no defense points. Let's see. It says they have special characteristics of being unable to change their battle positions or turning to defense by effects. Very, very interesting. There's extra deck monster zones now, so instead of just using where other monsters go, there's actual zones now for your extra deck cards. That's new. There is another thing here. Pendulums, they're changing where those are located. Now, here's the thing somebody pointed out. I know it's hard to see. I can put this picture in the description. There's, for your back row, for your spells and traps, it looks like that's where the 2 pendulum zones are now. And then in between, where the mouse is right now, there's 3 spots for spells and traps. So it looks like they cut down how many back row you can play. So you're limited to 3 spells or traps. Now, I don't know if that's true, and I don't think it says it here. However, somebody pointed it out on Jeff Jones's Facebook. that it looks like, and from this picture, I would have to agree, it looks like there's only 3 spell and trap card zones. Now, a lot of people are upset about that. However, I am very open to that idea just because I have been playing for a long time and I hate how fast this game is. I like more control based, slower formats are like my favorite. Like a couple of years ago, it was just, I don't know, I like slower play times and slow formats, and just the way the pace of this game has been, it's just crazy. I mean, basically, depending, whoever goes first wins, or you just set up your board really like in your first 1 or 2 turns, and you lock your opponent. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's fun to do that, don't get me wrong. Like, if I get the perfect hand early and set it up, then great. But I really like slower games and just, I don't know, kind of having fun. So I think if it is true that it's 3 spell or trap card zones, I don't know. I think that's gonna be good. It's kind of gonna slow the game down and maybe make it a little bit more enjoyable, I think. And everyone's freaking out about these link cards. I'm very confused by them myself, but we've handled synchros, we've handled pendulums, we've handled exceed monsters. It's just gonna take some getting used to. I know there is always, like, in the first month or so of their release, some confusion and like everyone's kind of scared, like, how do they work, that kind of thing, but I think we'll be fine. I don't know, it just sounds like a fancy tribute summon. Like, you have to send 3 effect monsters. They have to be effect monsters. That's really weird. They can't just be normal monsters. Like, I don't know, it just sounds like a new weird way to tribute summon, and I just don't get it, really. I think as we know more, and like once we see like how the anime works, it's probably gonna make more sense to us. But I don't know. I don't get it. But yeah, they're basically just changing where pendulums are. Extra deck monsters do have their own spots now on the field. But then, like, if we look at this Q&A real quick, it says, if special summon an extra deck monster and it goes to the graveyard, and then you bring it back with like a monster reborn, which zone does it go to? And they said it goes to the main monster zone, not the extra monster zone. Like, why? If it has its own zone, wouldn't it just be summoned back into its normal? I don't get it. Can you use Book of Moon on Link monsters? They cannot ever exist in face down defense position. That's so messed up. They can't put them in defense. I don't know. If your opponent's only monsters in their extra monster zone, can you attack them directly? Well, without even reading, that's a no. They say no, it's not, or no, you can't. Can you destroy 2 set spell and trap card zones in your leftmost and rightmost spell and trap card zones? What? Oh, here it's clarified. Okay. So it says the leftmost and rightmost spell and trap card zones are regular spell and trap card zones and do not become pendulum zones unless you activate a pendulum card in them. Oh, this makes way more sense now. So you really technically do have 5. It's just if you want to pendulum summon, then you're limited then to 3. Okay, I actually really like that. That's gonna slow down pendulums just in general. Maybe. I have a feeling it probably would. Just because then, like, you can't, if you're a Metal Foes player, you can't just like set up the perfect board and then pendulum and then set a bunch of back row. So I like that. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm actually on board with that. So anyways, guys, that's just a few of the changes. The new anime's coming out. This is looks like, I think that's the main character's new card, like his ace card, Decode Talker. I'm not really sure. I think it is though. The other thing to point out too real quick is it says he's a dark Cybers type, so I guess Cybers is going to be a new type of card. I don't really know, but anyways, let me know what you think of this. Like I said, I will put this in the description so you guys can check out this article. There's lots of good stuff on here, and let me know what you think of these changes. I'm not gonna lie, nervous about some of these and excited. I think, you know, down the road this is gonna benefit the game, so I'm looking forward to it actually. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed it, and like this video. That helps me out so much, and hopefully you guys will watch future videos. But until then, take care and peace out.